Are we on? All right, cool. Peace. What's going on? Hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Most importantly, comment down below. I do this for y'all. So let's get it in, man. All right, so I'm bringing to y'all the first universal law of nature. And there's 12 we're about to go through. We're about to hit you with the first one. I hit y'all with the intro before. So this is number one. And number one universal law of nature is the law of divine oneness. Now, what that means is everything is connected, right? One serves the other, which creates that ecosystem that we talked about in the intro, right? Now, the beautiful thing about that is that that is happening involuntarily, and it's also happening with no compensation and with no, wasn't asking and charging anybody for anything. That's the thing about nature, is that you work with each other and it creates a system of living, cohabitation, and it's a self-sufficient system of living. Okay, so that's what the law of oneness is promoting, is that how nature works with itself, it rewards itself, which creates a long-lasting system of existence. Now, I can give you the first example of this law of oneness is the sun. That is probably the most basic one I can start with, is the sun itself. Um, you know, without it, everything would cease to exist. Am I right? Everything would die, right? Okay. So we need to let's understand why, for example, even with us, we're connected to it. In regards to human beings, well, I mean, just nature, period, not just human beings, animals, plants. There's something called melanin that resides in us that communicates with the sun. And now, a lot of scholars, and you can look it up. It's hard to find, but a lot of people, for the most part, they don't, they don't know where melanin comes from, or they say they don't know, whatever. But for the most part, I know where it comes from. Melanin comes from the sun. In essence, it is condensed sunlight. So what melanin is, before I go any further, let me break that down. What melanin is it's a chemical molecular structure, right? And it absorbs information. It absorbs energy. That's what it does, right? Now I have, I'm dark. I'm real dark. Why? It's because I have a high level of melanin. So I have a high level of energy stored in my melanin. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is about melanin is that it grabs information through light and sound energy, right? Now, what we all know is that what the sun is exuding is electromagnetic waves, right? Um, all the whole spectrum, right? From so like a radio. A radio is that's a sound electromagnetic wave, right? So that's basic. That's what the sun is pushing out, and it's pushing out on us. It's pushing out on the plants as chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a form of melanin for plants. That's why they're green. Is because of the chlorophyll. And then there's pheomelanin, there's eumelanin, and those are found in people in our in the epidermis, the upper layer of the skin. So that's what communicates with the sun. Now, the thing is that what the beautiful thing is about nature, like I said, that what connects us like that is what that is actual information, right? How is this information? I'll tell you. Okay, there's also something called neuromelanin, and that is what we in the beginning is what is created, right? Because you don't have skin before you're born, right? First you got to be born, and then your organs come, and then you get skin to protect them, so on and so forth. Okay, so what the first thing is neuromelanin. That's the stuff that makes the middle of your eye dark, right? The windows to your soul. That's why they call it the windows to your soul, because melanin is that. I mean, that's how important it is. It is our connection to the spiritual and ethereal world, right? So now melanin, it exists and it originates in the pineal gland. What's the pineal gland? The third eye, right? The third eye, what is that? That's the meditation whole thing. Deep shit. Windows to the soul, third eye, melanin connection. Message. My bad. All right, anyway. So my point is this. The code in the neuromelanin, which is excreted out of the pineal gland, is what creates and codes the body and the organs, specifically immune system, the immune system, your nervous system, and like the brain, the liver, your organs, all that. That is the code. That is the code that puts all your shit together inside of your body. That is the code that maps out the brain, that maps out the immune system, the nervous system. Boom, is the melanin, is the code. So now, like I said, what connects, what communicates is this. What communicates with this is electromagnetic waves. Where do electromagnetic waves come from? The sun, right? They shoot out photons. We absorb them and then they turn into biophotons because now they are biologically absorbed, right? And then we shoot them back out, exude them back out, right? That's why when people say go outside, absorb some sun, you start feeling better, and you start exuding happiness. Why? Because you just absorbed the happiness. You just absorbed it through your skin, and now you're exuding the happiness through through projecting what you just soaked in, right? Through biophotons, right? They're photons. They hit you, and then they go in you. When they come out, they're biophotons. Boom! Now you're throwing out what you just soaked in. That's that connection. That's the connection. So melanin. That is the number one connection to us and nature. And like I said, the beautiful thing with me is that the higher level of melanin, um, the higher level of melanin concentration. I lost my train of thought for a second there. But the higher level of melanin concentration, the higher level of electromagnetic waves you can absorb, which means that is a higher level of information, which is why that's why it's generally known that we are more spiritually in touch with nature and just spiritually in faith is because of that fact. And that's why it's because our pineal gland is actually more open than any other race, just due to our connection and our information absorbing ability from the sun. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I'm any better than anybody. I'm just saying it's like that's why we have that spiritual connection. That's why when people say we got soul music, that's why they even call it soul fucking music. That's why they call it that. I just said the eyes, right? The dark stuff is the windows to the soul. We just touched on that. We just touched on the melanin that it starts with the pineal gland originally, and that is what they call the pineal gland, the third eye. So all these connections, it's not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think to be honest with you, that's really what the fight has always been about is it's melanin. That's what the fight has always been about. But that's a whole nother video. Anyway, this is about oneness. All right. Now we touched on neuromelanin. I gotta see my notes here. Boom. Another example of oneness is parents, right? Your parents they're one, right? They are a united front. When you ask one of them, can I go get something? Can I go hit the city, go watch a movie with the homies, blah, blah, blah. What does mama say? Go ask Pops. Pops say, I don't know, go ask Moms. Mom say, I don't know, go ask Pops. And then they make the decision, right? Or if one makes a decision, the other one follows. Why? Because they are one. They are one. You see, we use these things subtly. But like I said, if we actually practice these things the way nature intended, I don't think we'd be going through all the bullshit that we're going through. I don't think people like Trump and the ones that follow him that believe in segregation and discrimination of Mexico, I don't think they'd be saying, well, fuck Mexicans now. Mexicans been part of North America before Europeans even got here. So how the fuck are you gonna tell them that they can't go where they please on this fucking in North America? I don't understand that shit, man. Like I never understood that. I never understood that. Just the whole concept of cowboys came from fucking Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? There weren't no goddamn cowboys in Europe. Y'all weren't no cowboys in Europe. Y'all running around with them little skirts and shit with the socks, with the high socks, wearing clogs and shit like that. Y'all weren't fucking cowboys. That shit came from the Mexicans, or not, just South America, Brazil, Argentina. I think that's what it was, Argentina. But it came from down. It came from them. That shit came from them. And then Clint Eastwood and goddamn whatever all the mother motherfuckers. But now they took the shit over, and now y'all want to take their culture and kick them out the country. Shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. The Cowboys came from the Mexicans, man. The whole hat thing, cattle ranching, the tight jeans, the flannels. You know what I'm saying? The button downs, all essays. All that shit is essays. All that shit is essays. But then Europeans loved it. Not only did they accept like I said, the skill of how to do the cattle shit and all that, but they like the culture. And my point is this: is that they are connected to this land. They're connected to the culture. They're part of this shit. There's a state here called New Mexico. What type of shit is that, man? There's a state called New Mexico, and that's probably like one of the worst ones where they discriminate on Mexicans. Los Angeles. What type of shit is that? How you trying to kick out Mexicans in Los Angeles? That's fucking Spanish. That's Spanish. We are connected, man. We can't act like some are inferior when they've been here before. Everyone's part of this shit now. So yeah, fast forward to now, we all in the same pot. Stew. Simmer. I don't get it, motherfuckers, man. All right, another one. Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity, the 3-in-1 concept, 1 and 3, boom, right? It's showing that there can be levels and different levels of oneness, but at the same time, it's still the power of that one, right? Marriage, same thing, family. When you get married, what are y'all doing? Y'all vowing to be one, right? Your other half, that's what you call it, right? And then when those two halves are together, it's one. So it's like we practice these things when we want to, but we don't practice them when we need to. And that's what we need to be practicing them when we need to. And usually when you need to is when it's the hardest time, right? It's the most challenging time. But that's when you can draw the character of a person, of an individual. That's when you can fully find out what someone is made of, is when everything that they know is questioned, right? Or it's threatened, right? Somebody rocks your world a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Family, right? When you say that we family, you say that but when we say family, it's we're not saying families, it's not pure, it's singular, right? But it's singular because it's one, but it is still an accumulation of people. It's one family, but there's 5 people in the family. But, if you say, that's my family, right? Oh, I know you got one family. I don't know how many people in the family. I just know you're one family. I don't know how many people. But then I got to go, how many people are in your family? Then I got to ask you that. But at the end of the day, that's not what you tell people, right? I mean, obviously you tell people how many goddamn kids or whatever relatives you got. But my point is you say, if somebody goes, are you alone? You go, no, I got family. I got my family with me. I got my family. Got the fam here. Boom. Why? They're one. I got the fam. Not the fams, just because there's a bunch of people there. Not the teams, because there's a bunch of people there. Do you understand what I'm saying? These things are all singular. Why? Because they are representative of one. Gangs, frats, fraternities, all of them, right? They all represent one initiative, one push. They're all one thing. They're one family, right? One, you know what I'm saying? You hear Bloods, they'll say one blood. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. So, frats, same shit. I don't give a fuck about frats. Team sports. Team sports fans, right? Team sports fans. When you go to a game, when you go to a game and you look out at the bleachers, what do you see? You see fans, and they're all doing what? Cheering and singing all at the same goddamn time, sounding like what? One goddamn person. Putting all their voices together to do what? To deter the opposite team by sounding like one person. So they'll sing shit, right? All together at the same time. It's not, I mean, obviously not everybody is exactly in sync, but for the most part, people are goddamn in sync. But the fact is that people instinctually do this. Nobody goes, are y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. They don't do that. Somebody just starts it, and then somebody else just gets in, and then it starts from 2, 3 people, even whether they're clapping, whatever it is. It's all everybody clapping in the same rhythm, right? Right? That turns into one big ass clap. That's one big ass. Nobody's all just just all over the goddamn place. No. Everybody, it's one clap. Why? Because we're all putting this shit into one. And the team, what is a team doing? A football team, there's an offense and there's a defense. You know, half of the time, when offense is on the field, defense is on the sideline. They're not even playing, but they are. Why? Because their other half is out there. That's why they're still on the field, because their offense is out there. And they're depending on everything they do. Why? Because as soon as they're done, boom, they come in, and then they're depending on them again. Why? Because they're connected. The same way we see this in sports. We see this shit. Why can't we look at that shit when we go outside and we with each other? Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? Why can't we understand that Mexico is on the same team as any other country on this earth? Motherfuckers is just trying to survive. Just trying to survive. I just want to eat. Can I eat? Can I make some money so I can eat? Can I take care of my family too? Oh, just because where I'm from is fucking a piece of shit, so I gotta stay there too? I can't leave? Oh, so y'all can come take some shit over and then tell everybody else what the fuck to do or where to go. Oh, no. Let's forget about that shit. That shit was in the past, right? We need to forget about that. It's a new day. It's a new day. New day. You goddamn right. It's a new day. It's a new day with new rules and new laws. But y'all can make as many laws as y'all want, but they will never surpass the laws of nature. Y'all can. There's no loopholes. Well, there's loopholes in laws of nature. I mean, there's things like alchemy and there's a bunch of shit. But my point is that no man-made law surpasses that. I just wish they would base man-made law on laws of nature, on natural law. I don't know why, as smart as they thought they were, why did they not do that? But see, this is my thing. I can never assume. All I can do is put options in place, and then they're just there. I can't assume even which option. One thing's for sure is this. It's either fucking idiots or they knew exactly what they were doing. And they understood the fact that, no, the oneness thing, I know it, but we just don't fucking want it. We don't want it. We don't want that shit. We don't want oneness with these motherfuckers. And honestly, it's like I'm leaning towards that's what the fuck they want to do, because I don't like to assume shit. I don't like to assume. Now, the concept of democracy, same thing, right? We're all one word, right? We're all one body. We all make decisions together, blase, right? That's the concept of democracy. It's to enforce the feel and perception of one, that we are all one body. Same shit. A leader represents what? A body, right? He represents an accumulative group of followers, right? That's what a leader is. He is the embodiment of the followers, which the leader is one person. Yes, there's leaders, but a leader is a goddamn leader. Even in them leaders, there's going to be a leader. If there's 5 leaders, out of them 5, one's going to be leading that goddamn pack. Somebody's going to lead the pack. It's always going to be somebody. It might be this motherfucker, because he talks a lot of shit. He talks a lot. Middle finger, y'all get it? Oh, fucking hilarious, dog. All right. What else I got for you? All right, so this is really cool right here, man. This is my notes to make sure I'm hitting on my notes with y'all. So this is really cool. Like, in regards to even nature, how we're connected. We're so connected in so many ways that, like I said, we don't even realize that even some animals keep us alive due to this connection. I didn't even know this shit when I looked it up. I didn't even know this shit. Bees. Yes, I know bees are important in regards to nature, but I never knew they were so important in regards to their pollination. Now, bees, they pollinate up to 31% of our crop growth. I didn't know that shit. And 80% of that is due to honeybees specifically. You know what I'm saying? And then bats. Bats pollinate plants too. Didn't know that either. Not only do they pollinate plants, but they actually keep a good maintenance on wild insects. They kill like a good portion of wild insects throughout majority of evenings, wherever the fuck bats are, right? So thank you, bats. Did not know that shit. I just thought you motherfuckers was vampires. But yeah, like I said, that's kind of cool. I did not know that. I did not know that if bats didn't live, we would have an influx of fucking insects, flying insects. That is. Oh, and then their guap. What is it? Guapo, guap, whatever. Their their the shit. The shit. It's highly nutritious. Not highly nutritious. It's got a lot of nutrients in it. Like motherfuckers can eat it. It's got nutrients in it. It's highly nutritious. Yeah, I guess when I say it, it sounds like food, but yeah, it's highly nutritious. It's got a lot of nutrients in it. The guapo, I think that's what they call it. Yeah, it's highly nutritious. So that shit, when that shit gets into the ground and the plants, it actually makes shit healthier. You know what I'm saying? So and they shit a lot. So that's why I'm saying it's like they actually guapo. They actually shit like it's like when I saw some pictures and I read about it, but up to cemented like fermented shit, shit on top of shit, bro. That's hard as a rock, like, over years of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it's they actually, and then they what else is there? Worms too. That's another one. Worms, they take care of the environmental waste. Like not only would they eat anything in the trash can, but the natural environmental waste. Worms take care of the shit in the ground, and they also prevent landfills too. They prevent landfills. So like all these little things, like I said, they sound minuscule, but like I said, bees pollinating a third of our crops naturally. Look, you would feel a third of your crops not being pollinated if that shit happened. We actually had a drop. They said in early 2000 there was a colony decline. It was down to like I think they said it was like 24 to 30 something percent. It dropped in North America, and then it happened in Europe. So we're actually having a problem of bees dying off. We're actually having a goddamn problem with it. And the only reason why is because they're just competing with space with humans, you know, which is the unfortunate thing about it. So another real cool one too, I want to tell you about that how we're connected is with fish, with our drinking water, with just water, period. Fish excrement lowers fish excrement. It has calcium carbonate in it, and that lowers the sea acidity. Did not know that shit. The levels of sea acidity. So obviously, when it's like in regards to that acidity evaporation, it coming back down as drinking water for us. Like I said, it's like I didn't know that, and you have to think about it in a large scale. You know how big. I mean, the world is 75% water, so you can only imagine how much acid and then how much fish shit is cleaning that up for us, and then how much the sun is evaporating, and then when it rains, it's just like I said, it's incredible, yo. Like it blows my mind when I think about it. Sometimes it really does. It really does. All right, so make sure I think I got everything there. So at the end of the day, we are all connected. That is the law of oneness, the law of divine oneness. We're all connected. I don't even mean to do it. I don't even mean to be doing this shit like goddamn yoga or something. Uh, yeah, we're connected, man. We really are connected, and I just wish people would understand that. And then the ones who are not connected understand that too. It's not, it's not your fault. It's like nature didn't intend it, but understand that there is a difference. And even for you to be part of the game, we know that we have to connect. So my point is that well, I know we're always gonna have enemies, right? There's always gonna be that person who just wants to just cause problems. But I understand that I have to live with that. That's my point. I understand that. I understand indirectly, I'm connected to that shit too. As much as I don't want to, right? It's like even the worst shit on earth that you are still connected to, no matter even if you don't want to be or not. You see a bum driving down the street, I could never be a bum. I could never beg like that. You are nothing but a thought away. You are nothing but a thought away. That's it. Your money don't separate you. That car, your experience, where you come from, that shit, you are nothing. Only a thought separates you from that bum. Only a thought. That is the law of oneness, the law of divine oneness, that is. The law of divine oneness. I got 11 more coming for you, boy. Hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to get it in. I'm doing this for y'all. Let's get it. Yeah. Peace.